All right, sure. I'll go first, I guess.
All right, go ahead, intrigue me.
15, I got the Magic. 14, I
No
got the
argument there.
Pacers. Those two
All
we
right.
don't got to say anything about.
No, we do not.
13, I have the Hornets
All right.
because Miles Bridges is
Yeah.
is that man doing time?
He was making beats on and off the court.
Point is, he was the biggest, not the biggest, but he was a big reason for them overperforming last year, and he's not there. And it's going to be tough for LaMelo. Gordon Hayward's not going to be a 20-point per game guy, and it's kind of what they would need for the Hornets to be in the play-in tournament contention, and I don't think it's going to happen for them. 12, I got the Pistons. Cade, I think Cade is going to lead this team to a sizable improvement from – they were either 15 or 14 last year, so they're going to improve to 12, I think. I think that's a good improvement for them. Like, it's steady. Sadiq Bey is also nice. I like their draft pick, Jaden Ivey. I think he fits really well with Cade in the backcourt, so I expect them to have an improvement this year. At 11, I got Washington. Talk about a team in NBA purgatory that they're just stuck, man. Like, Beal, I can respect the loyalty and staying with the team that drafted you and doing the Dame thing, not running from the grind. But at the same time, if you're gonna take $50 million per year, then you better be worth $50 million per year. You better be able to carry a team to the playoffs. You better be that caliber of a player, and Bill just isn't. He just isn't that. I mean, maybe he proves me wrong. We do have to see him play with Porzingis. We didn't see Beal and Porzingis play together at all because when Porzingis got there, Beal was injured. So
that's a good point.
They could overperform and prove me wrong if that dynamic duo works. Kuzma was really good last year, and
he was. They
got a young core of Hachimura, Denny Avdia. Maybe they can take a next step and maybe they can be impactful. But with that being said, I don't see that happening.
No, I do not either.
So now we got play-in tournament teams. At 10, I got the Knicks.
Wow.
Yeah, at 10, I got the Knicks, man. I don't really know. Like, the Brunson pickup was cool. They overpaid. Like, he's a good player, but they overpaid. They were just desperate to add something. And I just don't. The East is also really good, man. Like, East is the NBA is just talented in general, bro. Like,
it's gonna be a fun season this year. I'll tell you that much.
It is for sure. But back to the Knicks. Brunson is gonna help their offense be a lot more efficient. Take some pressure off of Randall, because Randall is, sheesh. We don't got to talk about that. Randall was tough, man. He was down bad last year. But I don't know. I just don't think that team is as talented as the other 9 teams I have above them. At 9, I got the Raptors.
Interesting.
I know a lot of people are high on the Raptors. They made the playoffs last year, and one would assume young team with Rookie of the Year, Scotty Barnes, that they're only going to improve. But, like, similar to the West, man, teams in the East got better too. Like, teams in the East made acquisitions to improve. The Raptors didn't really make. I mean, like I said, we just found out that they got Otto Porter Jr., but
nah, yeah, that's not saying much.
Yeah, I don't think. I just don't think the playoffs are in the cards for them this year. I think it's going to be kind of a disappointing year, but at the same time, I think they'll see individual improvement from Scotty Barnes, which is kind of like more valuable than just chasing an 8 seed because Scotty is their franchise player right now.
He is.
So now we got playoff teams. At 8, I got, this might surprise you. I got the Hawks at 8.
Wow.
The DeJounte pickup, that's why I have the Hawks above the Raptors, because of that pickup. But I don't know, man. I look at the roster. I don't know exactly what it is that they're missing, but it's something, man. There's something just not there that's not allowing them to reach the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference. I think, I don't know, just Trae Young's still going to be a defensive liability.
Oh, yeah, and I know that.
I'm eager to see how much DeJounte scores. I don't think DeJounte can be like, I don't think he's the second option to really get this team to the next level. Like, he's going to be a really good second option. They got a good supporting cast. DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Capella are still there. Onyeka Okongwu, we'll see if he can take some improvement. But
they still got DeAndre Hunter, too. You know, he showed out last in the playoffs.
Yeah, Hunter. I don't, to be honest, I don't really know what it is. I'm kind of just rambling. I don't really know what it is, but there's something about that roster that I'm not too fond of.
You're not feeling. Yeah, I get you.
Just not feeling it. I guess it's just a gut feeling. At 7, I have the Bulls.
Okay.
So last year the Bulls started out really well. They were first in the East for a long time, and then Caruso got injured for a little bit, and then Lonzo got injured, and eventually his season ended, and then the Bulls started to slide in the standings, and I think they slid to the 6th seed. Lonzo was big for their defense, while Levine and DeRozan were carrying their offense, and Lonzo's going to be out for I don't know how long to start the year, but
we don't know.
It's a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to hurt them defensively. And Vucevic was really underwhelming last year. I don't really see a reason to think that he won't be underwhelming again until he proves me wrong. But, yeah, for those reasons, I got the Bulls at a somewhat disappointing 7 seed. At 6, I could be wrong about this.
This is going to be interesting. I want to see this.
I got the Nets at 6. Now,
explain. I need you to explain this, please.
I got the Nets at 6 because they're just not reliable, man. They're just not reliable. There hasn't been anything proven from the Nets these past couple of years to be a reliable team to say that I can definitively say that they are going to perform well in the regular season. There's always something that fucking happens to this team. They're like the fucking Real Housewives of Brooklyn, bro. There's always something. And for that reason, I can't definitively say that they're going to be a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference. Now, I'm saying that, but I can definitely be wrong here.
Yeah.
The Ben Simmons thing can work out perfectly. Kyrie Irving, no drama. Kevin Durant stays healthy. Defensively, outside of Ben Simmons, I do see some question marks there. Joe Harris, not a defender. Seth Curry, not a defender. Kyrie Irving, not a defender. KD is good, but he's not like an elite. He was really good in Golden State, but I don't think he's an elite defender. Claxton is really thin. He's going to get bodied by like Giannis and Embiid out east. So
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic too. But just mainly talking about Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of hesitant on the Nets, man. Those are the reasons why. But I completely acknowledge that I could be wrong here. Like they could very easily be like top team in the Eastern Conference. But I'm just gonna say that they're 6.
All right.
At 5, I got the Cavs. I really liked the Cavs last year. They were a top 5 team for a long time, and then some injuries happened that kind of saw them slide into the play-in tournament, and then they lost. Jared Allen missed a lot of time, but you're picking up Donovan Mitchell, who is big time. Offense was the area of concern because their defense was phenomenal with Mobley and Jared Allen down low. Mobley, we were talking about 2 big lineups with, Cat and Rudy, but Mobley can defend on the perimeter. Jared Allen,
he's long.
Exactly. Jared Allen can switch from time to time. He's better at switching and just hedging on the perimeter better than Rudy Gobert at that. So that's why a 2 big lineup can work in Cleveland, because those motherfuckers, they can provide some impact on the defensive end on the perimeter. Darius Garland took a really big step last year, adding Donovan Mitchell. It's going to make offense so much easier for the both of them because Donovan Mitchell's never really played with like a shot creator to the standard of Garland. So Mitchell I think offense is going to come way easier for Mitchell. He can play off the ball a lot more. And same thing with Garland. Garland's a really good shooter, and I think they're going to be able to play off of each other a lot. And yeah, I guess I'm just really high on the Cavs. Their bench, we talked about their bench earlier. Yeah. Rubio, Levert, Love, Osman's nice too. It's just a really, really damn good team. I think next year is when they'll take the next step to being like contenders, but this year I think 5 seed is fitting for them. At 4, I got Miami. Miami's tricky because it's a good team. They play tough, hard-nosed defense. Butler is proven that he's a top 10 player in both of our eyes, even though ESPN's on some bullshit. But it's a good team, but Bam Adebayo as the second best player holds them back. I think he kind of like him as their second best player. It limits their ceiling. Like they're always going to be. I think that nucleus, like that roster, that core, it's always going to be a top 4 seed competitor. But serious title contention, I don't really feel comfortable saying that about the Heat.
All right.
At 3, I have the Celtics. Yeah, they didn't really give up much to get Brogdon. They would have had Danilo Gallinari, but he got injured too.
Yeah.
They got better. Like they just made an NBA Finals run and they got better. So they should still be a top 3 team in the East. They could be higher. But I'm gonna say the head coaching thing impacts them a little bit, so that's why I don't have them at 2 or 1.
Okay.
But they're still a top 3 team in the East. At 2, I got Philly.
What? Hold on.
At 2, I have Philly.
Oh. Okay, explain.
Hey man, I think a full season of Embiid and Harden together is. The dynamic between those two is going to be a lot better than what we saw towards the end of last year and the postseason. You know, full training camp together, more time for them to coexist. Talking about oh god, you got Tyrese Maxey, who was putting up numbers last year, really big improvement. I think he could low key be the second leading scorer on this team. I think he could put up surprised. 19 or 20 per game and really efficiently. While Harden takes more of the point guard role, Tyrese Maxey becomes more aggressive getting his own offense. And I know we just talked a lot of shit about Tobias Harris, but
yes,
Tobias Harris is their fourth leading scorer. I mean, Tobias Harris is still a bucket, so there's going to be a lot less pressure on him throughout the regular season. He can fit in the rotation a bit more comfortably. And they got PJ Tucker. He's going to be able to provide a lot more defense at the forward position. He can guard the better forward, while Tobias Harris can guard the worser forward. So that's going to help them defensively. And they still got Joel Embiid, who's probably going to be MVP caliber again.
I agree with that. He will be in the conversation again.
And then at number 1, I got the Bucks.
Bucks. All right.
The Bucks at number 1 is kind of a boring pick, but like they're the team in the East that has like the most chemistry. Like their team pretty much stays the same over the past 2 to 3 years. Still got the big 3 of Drew, Middleton, and Giannis. Brook Lopez still down there. Grayson Allen was really good last year from downtown, and you can beat it on the defensive end. I think the camaraderie that team has, you know, Giannis is always going to go hard. I'm just going to say that, Bucks are going to get the 1 seed.
Interesting. Very interesting. I'm surprised with the Bucks and the Sixers. I'm not gonna lie, those two shocked me.
The Bucks?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll give you my reasoning why when I go with my standings.
Okay, go for it.
15, the Pacers. Nothing really to say. I got the 14. I got the Hornets. You know, Miles Bridges gonna. Yeah, I have them dropping by a lot.
Okay.
Miles Bridges out with his issues. Then Melo had a grade 2 ankle sprain, so he's gonna miss some time.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that.
And Gordon Hayward's still getting paid like like an all-star, which is absurd. That's a different story for a different day.
Yep.
Hornets 14. I got the Magic at 13.
Okay.
A lot of young, great pieces. Just they have great potential for the future. Hopefully, Fultz can bounce back from his injury. Pablo's gonna play well, but not that competitive in the East.
Yeah.
I got the Wizards at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Same team as last year. They finished the 12th seed last season, so I'm not predicting them to go further than that. This is basically a one-man show again with Beal. I don't really see him having impactful numbers, in my opinion.
Okay.
11.
Pistons,
I have
right?
The Knicks.
Oh.
No, I have the Knicks at 11.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson, I think their backcourt, Jalen Brunson and Emmanuel Quickley, will get exposed on defense. Jalen Brunson 6 feet, Emmanuel Quickley 6'3". So
And
they're gonna get exposed on.
He's thin as shit.
He's good
too.
on. Yeah. Julius Randle, what kind of season is he gonna have? Was that one season he won most improved player of the year? Was that just a fluke? Because he did shoot, if I'm not wrong, 30% from the 3 last season, which is horrible. I got the 10th seed. I got the Pistons.
Okay.
Well, you got Dwayne Casey, he did win Coach of the Year a couple years ago. You have Kate Cunningham, who's 6'6", great height for a point. Like you mentioned, they have Sadiq Bey, a second solid scoring option, averaging 16 last season. And you got 2 promising rookies in Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren, who was a steal for them in the draft this season.
Good point. Jalen Duren, I forgot.
Jalen Duren, that was a
great
steal
pick
for them. I got the Bulls at the 9th seed.
Ooh, Bulls at the 9th seed. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
They did add Drummond, which is gonna help them out rebounding and defensively. DeMar and Levine, they're gonna ball out. But that's really it. Besides them two, I mean, they don't really have a bench they can go to.
Still got Kobe White. Kobe White's not bad.
Kobe White's decent, and they got Caruso, who I'm assuming is gonna start him or Kobe White, because Lonzo's still out with his injury. But yeah, I mean, I just don't see them being that competitive in the East, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can see it.
At my 8th spot, I got the Raptors making it. They didn't really add anyone in free agency. They still have that solid core of Barnes, VanVleet, and Siakam, which they're all talented and skillful. And they have Nick Nurse, who in my opinion is a great coach, underrated. But yeah, I mean, they'll be competitive in the playoffs, I say. They might steal a game or 2 from the 1st seed.
Okay.
I got the Hawks at the 7th seed. Murray, my biggest concern, like you, is Trae Young on defense. I don't know if Murray and Trae Young's gonna mesh well, because they both kind of need the ball to be effective.
Yeah.
Murray, that's my biggest. Like I told you when this trade happened, that's my biggest concern with this team. Murray and Trae and DeJounte both need the ball to be effective at sometimes. So I don't know how that's going to mesh.
I'm just going to add one point. If the way to make it mesh well is Trae is going to have to be the one to play more off ball, because he's the one that can be like Curry and fly around a lot of screens. But like there's always the Trey Curry comparison just because they're both 6'2", 6'3". Well, Trey is 6'2", and Curry's 6'3", but
No,
they're
he
both.
might be shorter than that.
He probably is, but they're both point guards that have limitless range. But Curry's not ball dominant, but Trey is. That's the big distinction between the two, and I think
Agreed.
the big thing for that backcourt, like you said, to work would be Trey embracing more of an off-ball role. But I don't know if he can do that.
I have no idea how really it's gonna work. Nate McMillan's got a tough job ahead of him. I'll tell you that much.
Indeed.
This 6th spot might shock you.
Oh, God.
I got the Sixers at my 6th.
Oh, wow.
I got the Sixers at my 6th, dude. I mean, Joel, he's going to have a great season, but he's going to play, 58 games, 60 games? So he's not going to play a full season. We got to see how James Harden's going to play this year. From what I've seen, his skills have slightly diminished to a certain degree. So I don't know how he's going to play. Tyrese Maxey is going to have a good year. I really think he's going to improve all categories. And Tobias Harris is still going to be inconsistent. So I just don't see them making that much noise in the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if they got bounced out in the first round, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't.
Damn.
And I don't think PJ Tucker is going to be that much of a factor. I mean, I just don't see him being that much of a factor at this point in age in his career. I just don't see it.
Okay.
My 5th seed is going to shock you again. I got the Celtics.
Whoa. Oh, I think you think the coaching thing is more impactful than I do.
Yep. Like I said, they have a rookie coach in Joe Mazzulla. I think that's how you say it. I just don't think he's going to command the respect of the locker room. And if the Celtics struggle early, I don't know if he'll be able to make the adjustments needed to fix that compared to Ime. Even though he was the assistant coach, it's a difference. Assistant and head coach. It's a big difference. So I think Celtics will take a step back, even with the addition of Brogdon, who is a plus for the Celtics.
Okay.
This one, my 6, 5, and 4 are going to just shock you. But my 4 seed is the Bucks.
Oh, my God, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Wow.
Look, man, Milton is still injured. Did you know that? He's still not healthy, and we don't know what his timetable is going to look like. That's my biggest concern. He's still dealing with that injury, and that's really, that's that player that can get that bucket. Giannis still, I don't think, has developed a consistent jump shot, and Drew Holiday isn't really a scorer like that. So really, it's just Giannis offensively, and where else? I just don't see anyone else giving you that much offense. I mean, you have Brook Lopez, who's a solid 14-point scorer. Grayson Allen's coming off the bench. He's a solid 10-point scorer. I just don't see enough offense besides Giannis.
Yeah, 14 is a little too high for Lopez even. I think it's more like 11 or 12.
Yeah, so I see the Bucks dropping off this year again.
Okay.
3rd team, I have the Cavs. Yeah, Ricky Rubio coming back from his ACL injury is I think is gonna play a big factor. And you still got the Twin Towers and fucking Jared Allen and Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
So those two, defensively, they're gonna hold it down. You got Mitchell, second scoring option that can help take off the pressure off Garland, who did everything for them last year, who can create his own shot and facilitate for others. So Mitchell's gonna bring that to the table. And yeah, they got a solid bench with like we mentioned, Kevin Love, LeVert, and Isaac Okoro and Cedi Osman. So I really think they're gonna leap out this year.
Okay.
I got the Nets as my 2nd seed.
Oh, wow. So I know who your 1 seed is.
Look,
okay.
man.
Okay.
Look, they lost Bruce Brown, which I know played a big role on why they did so good last year in the regular season. but they were able to re-sign Patty Mills, who was a great spot-up shooter for them last year, averaging 11 points and shooting 40% from the three.
Patty was hooping.
And Patty was hooping. The Nets did add more depth this year with the bench. They added T.J. Warren, Royce O'Neal, and Markieff Morris. Besides Markieff, all those guys can play. Well, all those guys are long 3-and-D players. They can defend. I think they're like 6'7".
T.J. Warren.
I
don't know. I don't know if he's 3-and-D.
If you can make him buy into defense, I think he'll buy into it.
Okay.
And you got Joe Harris coming back, and he's healthy and ready to play this year. So I really think the Nets are going to leap out. Ben Simmons, we already talked about it. I think that core of Kyrie, KD, and Simmons is going to mesh very well. So I don't really see a drop-off really anywhere. If anything, they got better from what they were last year.
Okay.
And I got the Heat at my first seed. They didn't add anyone because they didn't need to add anyone. They got Eric. I really don't think they need to add anyone. They got Eric Spoelstra, a great coach. They have great chemistry. They were able to keep Victor Oladipo, who was underrated last year in the playoffs.
That is an underrated keeping. You're right about that.
He played really well in the playoffs last year for them. Kyle Lowry, he did drop some weight during the offseason, so that can help them as well. He won't be as injured as he was last year. And they didn't lose anyone. Solid team.
They didn't lose anyone?
I don't think so.
They didn't lose anyone. Not a single person.
Oh, besides PJ Tucker. I mean, that's you can replace you can easily replace that with Max Strus.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you.
So I don't see that much, and they did finish 5th in defense in the NBA last year. So I really think they're gonna play well all together, just because they've been together for a while now and they have that chemistry down. So I really see them being the first seed.
Okay.
Any pushback? I know you got a lot of
I think you're hating on the 76ers a little too much.
I might.
I think Harden's gonna prove you wrong this year.
I don't know.
Harden still got something to prove, man. He's still looking for that ring. He got a lot of hate last year.
Wait. Are you talking about the donut ring or?
Oh my God!
The championship.
You're cringe. Oh my God.
I'm not lying, bro. But come on, man.
Hey, man. James Harden.
I don't believe in James
Sleeper
Harden.
MVP year?
You're crazy. Hell no.
I'm kidding on that.
Dude,
but
no way.
I'm kidding on that.
No
but
way. Okay.
I'm telling you, man, a full off season, Embiid and Harden together. I'm thinking that's gonna be really impactful for them.
We'll see, man, because that hamstring injury, he keeps using that as an excuse. So I mean, we'll see. He's fully healthy now, so we'll see how he plays this year.
But you ain't doing it right. See